Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining this morning. Let's make a start. Srimad Bhagavatam class and discussion. And happy Nityananda Chodashi to everyone. Bol Nityananda Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So let's do Radha Madhav first of all. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Giravardhari Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Giravardhari Yashodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanchari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol. Right, thank you for joining. So today we're doing verses 17 and 18 of chapter 2. Those we couldn't complete last week. And we're on the theme of the stages of bhakti. So let's pray first of all. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Samrupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shivi Shakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Eshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pranmami Hari Priya Pancha Kalpato Brihascha Kirpa Sindhave Vacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasti Go Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mukham Kroti Vachalam Pangum Lamyate Grim Yat Kirpatam Vandashi Guruntin Taranam Paramranda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishram Hariyam Tassat Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Sasvityasam Tato Jemaduriyat Nashta Presha Abdureshu Nitam Bhagavad-Sevayā Bhakti Uttam Shloke Bhakti Neshta Ki Hare Krishna. So, right. Right, so verse 17, which said, Sharnvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Sharvan Kirtanha Haridi Anthasto Hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Surat Stam. So Sharnvatam, those who have developed the urge to hear the message of Swakatha, his own words, Krishna, the personality of Godhead, Punya, virtues, Shravan, hearing, Kirtanaha, chanting, Hridi Anthastha, within one's heart, he certainly, Abhadarani, desire to enjoy matter, Vidunoti, cleanses, Suhurat, benefactor, Satam, of the truthful. So, Sharnvatam Swakatha Krishna, Punya Sharvan Kirtanaha, Hriday Antha Sthohi Abdharani, Vidunoti Surat Stam. In translation, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So, when you're hearing the pastimes with the enthusiasm, you're chanting, with full focus, cleansing process starts taking place, anartha nivriti. So, Sharda Sadhu Sangha and Bhajan Kriya and anartha nivriti. So that's the whole purpose of Sadhu Sangha and Bhajan Kriya. So you can move on to the next stage of anartha nivriti. So messages of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, are not different from him, because he is absolute. Everything about him is Krishna. Whenever, therefore, offenseless hearing and glorification of God are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Krishna is present there in the form of transcendental sound. So everything about Krishna is transcendental. He is transcendental. His body is transcendental. His paraphernalia is transcendental. His clothes are transcendental. His decorations, his jewelry, everything is transcendental. And it's Nityananda Utsav today, Mahotsav. So Balram, who's Nityananda himself, is his clothes, is his jewelry, is his decorations. Balram, he serves Krishna in so many varieties of ways, and one of the ways that everything on Krishna is Balram, who transforms himself into Krishna's clothes and jewelry and decoration, is paraphernalia. So, which is as powerful as Lord personally. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shiksha Ashtaka declares clearly that the holy name of the Lord has all the potencies of the Lord, and that he has endowed his innumerable names with the same potency. There is no rigid fixture of time, and anyone can chant the holy name with attention and reverence at his convenience. The Lord is so kind to us that he can be present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound. But unfortunately, we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's name and activity. We have already discussed developing a taste for hearing and chanting the holy sound. It is done through the medium of service to the pure devotee of the Lord. So if anybody says that I don't have taste for hearing, I don't have taste for chanting, then it says the medium of service to the pure devotee of the Lord. Serve the spiritual master, serve Srila Prabhupada. How do you serve Srila Prabhupada? By following his teachings. That's the way to serve Srila Prabhupada. Following his instructions. The Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. When he sees that a devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord and has thus become eager to hear about him, the Lord acts from within the devotee in such a way that the devotee may easily go back to him. So, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. The Lord is more anxious to take us back into his kingdom than we can desire. So Krishna is more interested in taking us back. That's why he's there as the super soul. He's always watching us. Are we showing any signs that we might be ready to go back to Krishna Lok? Most of us don't desire at all to go back to Godhead. Only a very few men want to go back to Godhead. But anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Shri Krishna helps in all respects. So Krishna is always ready. He does not deny, but we have to be ready to go back. And that also means, ready to go back means that we must also be qualified to go back. There's some qualification you need. Otherwise, Maya, she's holding tight, and unless we have a qualification, she's not going to let you through. Simple as that. This is the border control. There's no way of crossing the border unless you got the right paperwork and the right qualification. One cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. So that's the qualification, that's the paper work you need. Otherwise, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. Sorry, no entry. And to be honest, here you can't even sneak in. I guess you can, but you can't sneak it to the border. Not like the showing of the news, how people are climbing on the lorries, on top of the lorries, cutting through and getting inside, or they hiding underneath the lorry, by the arch wheels, so like that. But here, there's nothing like that. You will have to have some qualification to cross this material world. The material sins are products of our desires loaded over material nature. So it's the anarthas we have, the desires we have to enjoy material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. They're really, the desires not holding on. We really hold tight to the desires. And women and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotee making progress on the path to Godhead. So even for the devotee, women and wealth can be a problem. Many stalwarts in the devotion line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is helped by the Lord himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. So many stalwarts in devotion line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. So it's so easy, and as we've discussed, I'm sure Prabhupada was praying that I don't fall from the path for one reason or another. So very easy until you get to the stage of bhava or prema, you can fall off the path. So we have to be very, very careful, because we might take association of the wrong things meaning that they are not conducive to our bhakti, and we might not even realize that we are doing this, so we are falling away. And so association is very important, as mentioned here, that we make sure that we take association. So if we are falling away, like Maharaj Bharat, somebody should be there to guide us, to remind us, to tell us off. So sometimes better the husband and wife, they are both worshiping Krishna on the same level, because they can check each other. If one is drifting, the other one can, sort it out, put them back on track. So the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. To become restless in the contact of women and wealth is not an astonishment. It's natural, right? It's a natural thing, because every living being is associated with such things from a remote time, practically immemorial, and it takes time to recover from this foreign nature. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his real position by the grace of God. Such a devotee such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. So what you got to do? Engage in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually realize his real position. So in the association of devotees, we hear the glories of the Lord and we chant, with our full might. So that's our protection. Especially association of devotees is our protection. We have to be protected by the parampara. We have to be protected by devotees. We have to, this is why it's important to come to the temple, take association, to remain. That's a shield, right? That's our kavach that we have to hold on to, and work on our sins. Cheto darapana marjanam, as Mahaprabhu told us, that we have to clear the anarthas in the heart, and we have to clear them, at the best speed we can, because they can't pull us down. So we have to do our best, and just keep on the track, keep on the process. And once we become out those anartha nivritti, which is a very, very long process, this, because we have so many anarthas to clear, and depending on our process, on our ability, our sadhana, how strong it is, once we can purify, we can reach the stage of nishtha. And nishtha is a good, secure position to be in. It's not guaranteed, but it's a good, strong position to be in. All right, let's go to 18. Nashta. So this is one we chant before we start our Bhagavatam. Nashta preshav abhadureshu nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā Bhagavati uttam shloke bhakti bhavati nestiki. Nashta means destroyed. Prayeshu, almost to nil. Abdareshu, all that is inauspicious, like the anarthas. Nityam, regularly, okay, not now and then, or sometimes, or on festival days, or on Ekadashis. Nityam, regularly. Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam, or the pure Bhagavata, the pure devotee. Sevaya, by serving the pure devotee and or Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavati, onto the personality of Godhead. Uttam, transcendental. Shloke, praise. Bhakti, loving service. Bhavati, comes into being. Nestaki, irrevocable. Nashta preshu abdureshu nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā Bhagavati uttam shloke bhakti bhavati nestaki. So by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, so you can see how important Bhagavatam is. Everything And we don't appreciate it, especially at the beginning, that Bhagavata means anything. We might see these channels where there are some uh, Prabhu from, not from our sampradaya or from our lineage, but there are people who very good. They give very good katha, and like that. Then we hear that, and they say very nicely, and they think, well, that's it. That's all we have to do now and then. Watch it on TV. That's job done. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So there you go. That's the promise. Here is a remedy for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart, which are considered to be obstacles in the path of self-realization. So, Srila Prabhupada, he's given us everything. He's showed us, who is Krishna, what does Krishna mean. He's given us the process. He's given us the remedies, and he will even help us to get back. What more can we ask? This is why, we are his grandchildren, his grand devotees, his grand disciples, and he's done so much for us. He's paved the path for us. Look, just keep going on this road to Krishna Lok. Just follow this road, and he's given us. If you have problems on the road, he's given us remedies as well. The remedy is the association of Bhagavatas. There are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the Bhagavata, Bhagavat, and the devotee Bhagavat. Both the Bhagavats are competent remedies, and both of them or either of them can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. A devotee Bhagavat is as good as the book Bhagavat, because the devotee Bhagavat leads his life in terms of the book Bhagavat. So the devotee Bhagavat is already following the process. So you can either understand it from the book, or you can follow, from example, just follow in the footsteps of the Bhagavata, how to do things. A devotee Bhagavat is as good as the book Bhagavat, because the devotee Bhagavat leads his life in terms of the book Bhagavat, and the book Bhagavat is full of information about the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees, who are also Bhagavatas. Bhagavata, book and person are identical. So we get help from both sides. The devotee Bhagavata is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, like Srila Prabhupada, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavat or the book Bhagavat, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. But actually these are facts explained by Srila Narada Dev, who happened to be a maidservant's son in his previous life. So Narada Muni, he's telling us from his own personal experience, and he remembers his previous births. These are the miraculous effects of the association of Bhagavatas, and to understand these effects practically, so we'll be talking about we extensively on Narada Muni's life, so very interesting. We will discuss them thoroughly later on. It should be noted that by such sincere association of the Bhagavatas, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily, with the result that he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. So association of the Bhagavatas, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily. So because you get purification, knowledge will come as well. The more progress is made in devotional service under the guidance of the Bhagavatas, The more one becomes fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, the messages of the book Bhagavat, therefore, have to be received from the devotee Bhagavat. And the combination of these two Bhagavatas will help the neophyte devotee to make progress on and on. So, Nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā, that's the name of our channel as well, Nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā, and I'm trying to serve in a little bit of way. So it's called Nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā Narayan Keshav Das, because realize that there are quite a few Nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā channels. Everybody's had the same idea, and obviously these were before me, so I didn't know that until you add something, and then so many of them come out. So by Narayan Keshav Das. So it's mentioned they are serving the devotee, the pure devotee. The Bhagavata is the best way. So studying the scriptures, Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So when you're doing this, you're studying the scriptures, you're hearing the scriptures, you're hearing the glories, and your purification is taking place inside. So, if we are consistent, like this was saying, if you do it now and then it's really not going to help, because we're probably accumulating anarthas as we go as well, and we're accumulating sins all the time. So really got to speed up the process. This cleaning brush needs to be high grade, right? We can't have like a soft brush that won't clean. We need a high grade brush to really clean. And Krishna, he helps us, he cleanses for us. If we are, if we are determined, he will give us, he gives us a hand actually. And this is how great Krishna is. He wants us back, so he gives us a hand to do the cleaning process, so we can come to the stage of nishtha. We really got to get out of this stage of anartha nivritti, of these anarthas, get rid of them, come to the stage of nishtha. And this is like a pastime when Parvati asked Lord Shiva which worship is best of all methods of worship, and Lord Shiva explained, because Lord Shiva is the utmost Vaishnava. He says Vishnu worship is the topmost, and because there's so many, we confuse like, we should worship demigods, because that's what we've seen in lives. People worship demigods, and even Lord Shiva says a lot of people worship me, but really best way is to worship Vishnu, or in our case Lord Krishna, and trying to build a relationship with Vishnu, and which burns we as an eternal servant. That's that's our relationship with him for now, at least. We are that's our constitutional position, and then we can maybe move on to higher stages in our relationship, but really we have to start as a servant. And so Nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā, daily, constant, 24 hours a day, should be engaged in Bhagavad-Sevayā, and studying the scriptures. It's very, very important. And this says, inauspicious things in the heart. We have like a disease for sense enjoyment, and this disease, if we take the remedies that Srila Prabhupada is offering us here, Bhagavatam is offering us here, then we can get to the stage of nishtha. And by the time you get to the stage of nishtha, there's still signs left, although a lot of the clearance is gone, but there's still signs there that sins were here. Right? There's still shadows of little bits, crumbles there. Like if somebody is tracking you, think, yes, sin has been here. where was the sins gone? There's still evidence there, but 75% is cleared. That's the good news. So 75% clearing happens, and dirty things in the heart cleared. And Srila Prabhupada, here's the good news. Srila Prabhupada said, if you can clear your sins by 75%, you can go back home. Yay. So that's A grade already. 75% clearance, and you can go back home. How about that? And now, like it was up to Krishna. I mean, he wants 100% marks, not 99.75%. He wants 100% marks. So very important. Now we go for 100%. Very important. Now please Krishna as well, because if you just go for 75, you might get 55. So go for 100%, get 75 at least. Now go for the A grade. And Srila Prabhupada said, I will take you back home. And the difference is, if you want to go through the main door, you need 100%. But if you go through the back door, you can go with 75%. But it's all okay. Once you're inside, nobody knows whether you came through the back door or the front door. You're inside, same as everyone else. And Srila Prabhupada actually said that my Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, has the back door key. That's the good news. He has the key. So you come with me, you hold on to my dhoti, and I will take you to the back door, and we will get you through the back door nicely. And so it's who you know. We know Srila Prabhupada, right? Our grandfather. He's waiting. He says, come through, just follow me. And my Guru Maharaj has the key. I'll bring the key, and I will get you through the back door. So 75%. And that's the stage of Nishta. There's like so many other, Ruchi, Shakti stages that we might not even need them, but we should try and get them. But qualification is at least 75%, which means we must clear all the sins. Right? There should be no material desires. Everything we do, we should be doing for service of Krishna, not for our benefit. We're still doing the same thing, but do it consciously, that we all want to do this to please Krishna. And that way we can clear these sins in the heart. Right? We can clear it. It's possible. Srila Prabhupada says it's done, and he's waiting. So why would he be waiting if he thought that it was not possible? He's expecting people to be there. So let's clear and aim for 100, get 75, go back home. So thank you so much, and nice to see Ajay. Goraya Prabhu has joined today. Gora Raya Prabhu, my Radharan is correcting me. Okay, right. Ajay Gora Raya has joined us as well. So nice. Thank you all for joining. And I'd like to start with the Pundrikaksh Prabhu. Prabhu, are we going to get 100% or are we going to get 75%? Are we even going to get 75%? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I mean, amazing verses, these two. That's why we recite them before we start any class. And when we are actually associated with Iskcon Birmingham, the very first class we had from Nitai Ketan Prabhu, and that actually stamped in my heart forever now. It will be there forever. So the class, the title was, Why I Need to Do Chanting When I'm Doing Everything Good. I'm all good. And he explained very nicely by giving an example that when we actually squeeze a tomato juice comes out. When we squeeze a mango juice comes out. So that shows that only when you squeeze something, then actually the actual juice will come out. It will not come out until you actually squeeze it. So we always look good outwardly, but when the pressure situation comes, that is where we understand what is actually inside. Because only in the pressure situation we actually show our real reality, real picture of us. So until unless we are clear from this nasta prayesh abhadreshu, so until unless we are clear free from all sinful activities, we will not be able to enter into the kingdom of God. And ultimate benefactor is Lord Sri Krishna, as in Bhagavad-Gita, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvalokamaheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Shantimam iti rachati. So ultimate benefactor is Krishna, and so we have to worship Lord Krishna, even for material or spiritual. You can go to Sri Krishna only. And Sri Krishna, as we know, he is also there as a super soul within our body, and he is constantly giving us messages.
Hmm.
We had this analogy of two birds sitting on a tree, and one bird is anxiously waiting for the other bird to turn towards him. So Krishna is actually waiting for us to turn towards him, and but we are actually engrossed. I mean, very busy in enjoying our own sense gratification. And Lord is always responsive. He, as again Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita, "Ye yatamam tam prapadyante." So he reward everyone according to their own desires. So um, the wealth is a problem, or any opulence is a problem here. But Amarendra Prabhu was telling that we need to pray to the Lord. I was listening to a class by Amarendra Prabhu. He was saying that we need to pray to the Lord, that give me a knowledge by which I can classify what is spiritual and what is material. Because we do so many things, we always think that okay, I'm doing it actually for spiritual. Like I want a big house. Sometimes it could be our own sense gratification, but we attach saying that okay, I want to do some spiritual activity. That's why I'm looking for a big house.
Hmm.
Uh, Sometimes it may be because of our own sense gratification, not really because of spiritual. So we need to pray to the Lord that give us that knowledge by which we can classify spiritual and material. And Uttama Sloke. And again, I was listening to Amrita Prabhu's class. He said Uttama Sloka because this sloka is used to glorify the Uttama person, and Krishna is the Uttama person, and you need to use Uttama Sloka to glorify that kind of person. And yeah, that's all, Prabhuji. There's so many
Thank
other
you so
points,
much.
but that's all.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, like, we have a material disease. So when you have a material disease, you're taking the medicine, but then you also have to avoid things as well. There's things with the medicine. There's something is called precautions of prayage, as we say in Indian, that has to be done. And our prayage is that we avoid the association of material-minded people, because the desires are still this. We have all triggers, we have desires inside us, and these desires might be like 0.001% inside us. We sort of suppress them, or we're trying to clean them, but there's some still signs of desires. And when you take association of material minded people, those desires expand. From 0.001 they might come to 0.01, and then you take more association, then 0.1, then 1%. They keep building inside us. So it's very careful to protect ourselves and take the medicine. I think that's what this reading today is saying, that make sure you protect it as well. Why you attacking Maya? Oh, Maya's going to attack us back as well. So make sure you have your sword of detachment, have your shield as well. I think if you look at it like that, combat point of view, you are attacking and have your shield, because it's going to attack you back. So make sure your guard is up, your shield is up. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Kiran Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Wow, amazing verses, amazing slokas. I think the thing again that stands out for me is you can go through the front door or you can go through the back door. The back door, Prabhupada said, only 75% clearance is required. However, the cleansing you can do with a rag, you can do with a hose pipe, or you can do with a jet wash. The jet wash is much more powerful. And that way, we have to jet wash the anathas that exist in our lives. We all have them. We all have those sins. That's why we're here. And we've been given this one opportunity to get out, because we've realized that there is a way out. Front door or back door, doesn't matter. Get out as soon as you can. Doesn't mean to say you've got to commit harikari. Yeah. When the time is right, the divine will be at the end of your bed. He'll send the Vishnu dutas. Hopefully, it won't be the other ones with the four dogs. But therefore, we hope the positive entities will be there. So it's like climbing Everest. You want to get to the top. You don't want to go to the base camp. You don't want to go to third base. You don't want to go to fourth base. You want to achieve the ultimate. In teaching and training, we always use the analogy that why aim for just the pass mark? Aim for the infinity. Aim for the 100%. This is the difference between education in this country and education in the Indian subcontinent. The kids there regularly get 90, 99, right? And hence you get the ILT graduates who then become our acharyas. And therefore, I think they should be an example to us. You see, that's why I think this education in this country is woeful, right? It just allows you to get through at a bare minimum level. I always used to say, in an education setting, in the old days, we used to have milk. Milk used to come in silver, red, and gold tops. Gold tops was the best. Be in the milk, which is the most creamiest, and God will only look at those individuals where the cream has sat at the top of the lid when you open it up. Be that cream at the top of the lid, not just, the sediments that are right at the bottom of the milk bottle. Aim high, aim higher, aim highest, aim even higher. We have to have those qualifications and those qualities, and that will set us free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yes, very nice. Okay, let's hear from Ajay Go Rarai, Prabhu. Are you able to speak?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Yeah. So I think looking at the example of Narad Muni, he's such a big example for us. Not only because we follow him, he comes in along the gurus in the disciplic line, but his example is of where we need our Shraddha to be strong. I mean, we just assume Shraddha is just like step one, having strong faith, but Narad Muni achieved all perfection because his Shraddha was, just absolute in the stages that he took shelter of when in his previous life when he was a son of maidservant. Obviously, you need to know that the guru you're taking shelter of is bona fide. But once you have hefted the guru, you need to trust the guru. You need to trust his instructions. When the faith is strong, you will not only trust the instructions, you'll follow the instructions properly. And when you follow it properly, then whatever issues you face in life, you will face them head on. You face them knowing that you have faith in the Guru, you have faith in Krishna. So Narad Muni is a great example of someone in his previous life. He faced a lot of hardship, but due to his faith in sages, his faith in Krishna, he passed the test. Like the previous devotees are talking about passing the test. You start speaking about nishtha. Well, these things happen because you are following it properly. So that's the thing. It's not sentimental. When you follow it, when you understand what you're following it properly, then that's when the progress happens. And that's when progress happens, you build confidence. The confidence should be there in Krishna anyway, but we are frail in that sense. We need a bit of a boost. It's working. When we see we're advancing, then we become stronger. Others become stronger when in association as well. They see, oh, this devotee is doing really well. We should take association of him or her, and then we'll advance. And it builds like that. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. Everybody build each other up. We don't drag each other down. We build each other up, and that's how we advance. Just like Narad Muni, he's the greatest example in that sense. He goes around everywhere, building everybody up, getting them on the right path. Whether it be gave guidance. Dhruv Maharaj, young boy who was lost. He was looking for guidance. He helped him. Narad Muni is just it's fantastic, and so we need to follow in the footsteps of the truly great personalities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you for sharing. It seems like we should start young, right? All these examples you're given. If you start young, you get so much mercy. And Narad Muni, as Narad Muni, he has so much mercy of Krishna, he has so much empowerment that wherever he goes, he's making devotees. And all these big names we're talking about, and Narad Muni always has his hand somewhere. He's involved with all these big devotees that in Bhagavatam. It's really, the theme is always Narad Muni is there in the picture. So thank you so much for sharing. Praveen Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
but I'll say better late than never, because we've covered the last stage of our life, but it's Krishna's mercy and association of the devotees, like Ajay Rai Prabhu said, Shraddha. Shraddha is very, very important. So when we have Shraddha, and we can achieve anything, and Krishna, he's our well-wisher. And like you said, what are we aiming? I said, well, I've got no qualification, but I've got 100% faith in Krishna. He will be merciful. He will help us to get even through the back door, But again, we've been reminded, what's the right thing to do, regular, uninterrupted, unmotivated, when we read Bhagavatam, we can't think, I'll read like 3 chapters today and not pick up Bhagavatam for the rest of the week. So consistency is very important, even if we just read 1 shloka every day. And then we also spoke about Bhagavat and Bhagavatam, Bhagavat and Bhagavata. So from the example of Narad Muni, we've seen, how the Bhagavatas, they helped him, because he was serving them, because the mother was a maid servant, and then he took the remnants of the sages, and in his next life he became Narad Muni. So it shows the power of Shraddha and association of the devotees. So all we can say is that we are very, very fortunate, Prabhuji. Yeah, you're like we were doing every week, and now you've increased to 5 days. So we are on the right path.
This is so good. I don't know why we didn't do it, so often before. It really is, this is like our nourishment. We need, nourishment more. We're just taking one.
Because we always used to say like soul for the food, So this is what we're getting. Nice breakfast every morning.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, it is Krishna's mercy. So I always feel like I don't have any qualification, but Krishna and devotees are very, very merciful.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
And you're right. Krishna is a very hard examiner marker. He wants 100% pass mark. But yeah, like you said, devotees are so merciful that they're saying, don't worry, 75% will say pass, get you through. So like, do you have different people marking your papers, and some are really tough markers, some are a little bit flexible. So, it's the mercy of the devotee of Srila Prabhupada. He's saying, look, don't worry, I'll get you in this with marking, 75% mark. Or don't worry, you don't have to chant 64 rounds every day. I'll get you through 16 rounds. And, we can't do that, well, minimum 16 rounds. So we can't do that. Then, Prabhupada says, well, sorry, then what can I do? I made it right rock bottom, if you can't handle that,
Then go back to sleep.
then so I mean, what you said about we started late, but we got to remember that we had so many lifetimes. Maybe we did start early in the previous life, but we just missed out somewhere. So even if we started at a young stage, still Maya is very strong. Maybe we fell down somewhere or something went wrong, and this time, look at the optimistic view. Maybe we just need to clear up a little bit here and there. You know, we're retaking an exam. When you retake an exam, you don't have to go through the whole thing. Just need to few of the subject topic you didn't quite make it on. You get through. So let's be optimistic that maybe something we need to do. Get them out of the way. Some of maybe the desires that are built up from previous life, move them out of the way, and now we just need to clear a few topics and we're back home.
And we are so fortunate with Prabhupada, how he's given us like nectar of instruction.
Seriously.
So I don't know how big the Updeshamrit will be, because I haven't seen, but we've seen is nectar of instruction. And we got clear instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami, things that help with the devotional service and things that spoil devotional service. So we just need to read and like follow on the footsteps of the Acharyas. And
Which is when you start thinking about Prabhupada, that we should have so much gratitude. What he did for us, for the society, for the Western society, it's just amazing. He's given his youth, his life to all of us. So thank you so much, Mataji. We'll go to Nita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, we're really thankful. I'm really thankful that whatever we've been given this opportunity to go onto the path, and how all we have to endure, we have to persevere, but we know if we have the faith, then we're slowly but surely going to end the association. And I think it keeps on reminding us all the time that yes, you get the blessings. Come on, do more. I think that makes it, for me, that is my what do you say, the point which drives me on. And I think that's how I feel. And yes, Bhagavad, every time you hear new things, every time, even with the devotees, you have things which come into perspective, that okay, I need to do this. This is how I have to improve. This is where I have to do. And like you said, Prabhuji, we have the main push is yourself. It has to come from you. But the path is there. It depends. You want to follow it through. Yes, there are many falls and things, but how you go through, how you go through the path. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, very nice, Mata. Yeah, I mean, we've got to remember that we can ask somebody to carry us, right, onto the path. Or please, somebody can't really carry us. Because I tell you why. Because when the exam time comes, the time of death, we are the ones who got to remember Krishna, not the person who's been carrying us, whether it's the wife or the husband or anybody else. They keep pushing us and we keep doing just because they are pushing us. But at the time of death, we will be examined. That will be our exam. That will be up to us. Nobody can do the exam for us. Our consciousness has to be in the right place, and that can only be in the right place if it's been in the right place throughout the life. So it's very important we fly our own plane and not get somebody else to fly it, because at the time of death, when it's examination time, then we are the ones will be responsible. Thank you, Radharani.
Hare Krishna. Happy Nityananda Trayodashi to everyone. And may Lord Nityananda give us the bliss and happiness like he has got constantly in the service of Gauranga. And this is all we need. And if we are blessed and happy, then, everything else will just follow. Our faith will get stronger, and the enthusiasm, it just follows like maid servant. This is what I feel. And I was thinking, like the birds every morning, they leave their nests with the faith that they will find their food when they leave in the morning. At least we've got houses, we've got everything. Just when we think of these other species, they're so helpless, isn't it? They're so much dependent on their super soul. The super soul is their GPS. The super soul is telling them, we know which supermarket to go or which supermarket to order our food from. But these little souls, they're so much dependent. So we see faith all around us. So Krishna is all around us. Like Krishna says, he's the taste in the water, and among the seasons is spring. So Krishna is not just in the form of book Bhagavat. Prabhupada reminds us he is around us, in his purports of the Bhagavad-Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and so many endless literatures he has translated for us, put them in a so easy bite-sized form for us to understand. And all he says to us is that understand all those and then spread them according to how you understood them in your easy language. Prabhupada said, look, I have given you everything. All you need to do is just understand and explain to the best of your abilities. And if we are able to do that, that is going to happen with the force of chanting, because chanting is the prerequisite. And then purification will happen. Then we will just slowly get rid of the anarthas, of the bad habits of life after life. And good association, when we find out that how good marks are coming to us, in the form of, in the currency of removal of the anarthas, then we will be definitely following this path, and we will not be going into the bad association. Because when a student starts getting good marks in the exams as a child, first thing they realize is, oh, these friends are good. They help me in my studies or in my extracurricular activities, and the other ones, they just take me to the wrong side, which is not conducive for my advancement in my education and other all-round development. So our mind is very, very quick to understand everything. This is why mind has been given to us to be used for our own good. But unfortunately, when it starts following the wrong crowd, what happens is it will drag you down. So that's why Krishna said, mind can be your friend, mind can be your enemy, but I always understand it best as that don't make friends with your mind, don't make enemies with your mind, just be by the intelligence given through the Shastras, just keep your mind in check. And everything is there. We just have to just look after our bodies, look after our minds, and just keep pursuing this beautiful path given to us by Srila Prabhupada. And he is such a brilliant examiner and brilliant marker that he's already told us this is going to be a result, and our result is not just going to be temporary achievement and temporary happiness. Is going to be the eternal happiness which we have been hankering for life after life, and we don't want to waste any more lives. We just want to reach to our goal with the help of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, actually, if you think about it, he said 16 or minimum of 16 or more round. So he's saying minimum of 75%, not saying, oh, just get 75%, or minimum of 75%. So if for some reason you fell from the 100 or 95 or 80, 75, he's saying minimum 75, so I'm for higher. So thank you all so much, and have a lovely day, have a lovely Mahotsav, and we'll catch up again on Wednesday. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Prem Nandi.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you so much.
Nityananda Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.
First time listening from Ajay Gaurari Prabhuji, it's very nice to hear from him. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, just
Hare Krishna.
everyone keep blessing him that he can join us and share his realizations with all of us.
Hari Bol.